No words can describe what the father of the family must be feeling in his heart today. The horror of what he witnessed was still haunting him.
I was out in the street 10 meters far from my house. Suddenly, I saw an explosion in the front of my house into the door. I was surprised that it smashed the door and the kids while they were having their breakfast. We couldn't separate their bodies from each other. My wife was feeding the 10-month baby in her arms. I was surprised to find them in pieces. We couldn't distinguish the body of my wife from the baby. I fainted and I fell down from what I saw.
Researchers from the human rights group B'Tselem say the missile was fired from an Israeli drone aimed at an unarmed resistance fighter who was walking past the gate. Seconds before, it had fired a missile at this spot where 3 other fighters were standing 50 meters from the house. These are photographs of the rocket-propelled grenades and the launcher they were carrying along with a Kalashnikov in a bag they had already placed on the ground. It did not explode and was recovered from the scene. And these fragments picked up from the house show evidence of electrical circuitry, which could indicate they came from a guided missile. We asked a military expert to study the footage we obtained and give his professional guidance.
This is the first strike. To me, it looks like it's come in almost from vertical, and whatever it is hasn't really exploded. That's a penetration. And that sort of weapon system is designed to smash through a wall and then destroy everything inside it, because you can see it's gone straight into the ground, but actually hasn't gone anywhere.
The Israeli army are now conducting an inquiry into how the family were killed. But there is no initial evidence to back up their claim of a secondary explosion, which they say put these children into the morgue.
At this stage, no one exactly knows what happened, except for the fact that this was a zone where there was conflict, where Israeli soldiers were involved in armed conflict with armed terrorists. There was an exchange of fire, and in the process, innocent people were killed. And that, as my Prime Minister said, is a tragedy.
5 more unquiet graves have been dug in the sands of Gaza's cemeteries. David Chater, Al Jazeera, Beit Hanoun.